could you wake up more? And I find that I'm always waking up more. And Bunny has been a part of that. That's all I have. Thank you.
I've never called anyone an angel.
Yeah.
But Amanda was Bunny's angel.
Yeah.
And she gave her the best life for the last 4 months of her life. And in gratitude, I thank you.
Yes.
So, I want to share with you, because I know I'm Harriett Stonehill, a long-term friend of Bunny's and a colleague. I don't know that you know that we wrote a book together. This is the book. It was called Student to Student Sexual Harassment, K-12, Strategies and Solutions for Educators to Use in the Classroom, School, and Community. It took us about a year that we worked diligently to get this book done, and it was a joy to write together. She knew the cases, I knew how to make people do things, so that's the way we sort of divided the book. She was firm in what she wanted in and didn't want in. One of the things I did the index, and I don't remember the word, but I had an index, and she said, it's not necessary. Less is always more. Take out that word. Well, we had a publisher. If you think I was going to fight for a word, you were wrong. So I took out the word, and then the book was published. And about 3 months later, she called with a giggle. She had a lovely laugh. And she said, confession, I needed that word for a talk I'm giving. And I thought, you know, you were wrong. You should have fought harder with me. So, again, it was my fault, you know. But I'm going to share things in a very short way about Bunny and I met at summer camp. She was the counselor, I was the camper, and the following year I was a counselor in training. And she was in charge of the 3-year-old little girls at this summer camp. And she looked like a mother duck with the little baby ducks running behind her, but she loved them very dearly. We met at a party singing camp songs. When we found each other, we looked different, we had different last names, but we then became really good friends. We vacationed together. We did a million and one things. But I want to ask you, did you know these things about Bunny? Bunny worked on a farm during World War II because the farmers were in the army. Did you know that Bunny hated flying, even though she gave 2,500 talks? So before the plane took off, she always ate a small bag of M&Ms. In case the plane went down, that should be her last meal. Bunny had an excellent singing voice, and she loved to harmonize. And she often joined in choirs at the Levine School or any place where she could pick up a choir to sing to. Bunny was a birder. Did you know that? And she frequently went on birding vacations to reservations where birds existed, and she kept a log. I don't know if you found it. She had a log of all the rare birds that she had found. Did you know that Bunny was once asked to leave the Cosmos Club because she was wearing sneakers? And they made a one-time exception. But Bunny never really wore shoes. She got fancier looking all black sneakers, but that was okay. So Bunny did not cook. She used her stove as a bookshelf. And the bookshelf consisted only of cookbooks that she liked to read, cookbooks, but not to cook from them. Bunny and I often vacationed with another friend on the Eastern Shore. And one New Year's Eve weekend, we did see that red-orange moon over a New Year's weekend. We walked the beaches, and we turned over the crabs, who unfortunately, when they came to nest, got turned on their backs. We ate meals together, saw each other probably at least once a week, even after the book. And we took the book on the road to get it publicized. We had a really good time. Bunny loved to laugh. Bunny loved humor. She liked fun people being around her. She was a devoted and true friend. The definition I once read was that you need three kinds of friends. An intimate friend that will be there for you in your tragedies and in your successes and wish you the next success. A fun friend that you can pal with, and a friend that will really tell you how it really is. And she was good at that third part, I can tell you that. So when Bunny was diagnosed with multiple myeloma, she called and said, "Meet at Starbucks, I want to talk to you." And we talked and we cried a little bit because it's not a good forward-looking. And then she laughed and said, "Well, at least I know what I'm going to die of." So I said to her, "You really don't. You better still keep watching yourself cross the street." So I have lost a devoted and true friend. I mourn and grieve this loss, and I really will miss her as a human being, as a colleague, as one that was a very important part in my life, and just a joy to know. So thank you. I will share one other thing. I've been asking people who can't come to send me an email. And this is from Nancy Schlossberg. I don't know how many of you know her. But anyway, she wrote this on the morning that she heard about her death. It was the first one I got. This is from Nancy Schlossberg, her words. "This brings back so many memories. Bunny is the person who got me in the group. We had a talking group. We used to meet from the 80s on with a couple of other friends, talking about what is it like to be a woman in the 80s, the sandwich time. We had parents and we were parents. The sandwich generation, we were called. Also, Bunny was on the American Council of Education's search committee when I was being considered, and she lobbied for me. Bunny came to Wayne State University to prop up our Women's Commission. Bunny has been an important part of my life in many good ways. Even though I hardly saw her in recent years, I think of her and appreciate all she did for all of us on a personal and national level." Nancy Schlossberg. Bunny's left a legacy, and we know that legacies are the aspirations and the future goals that people take. It is not money and so on. So what do we do from here? What do we do with our daughters, our neighbors, and so on? So let's take the energy that Bunny certainly exuded and start saying, from here on in, to honor Bunny, I am going to. And just write 3 things down you're going to do within the next 6 months that will move the movement forward, that will better people's lives. So in conclusion, we thank you all for sharing these memories, sharing these thoughts, and know that we are all human. We will mourn a loss, but from the loss, we will gain a new perspective how to move forward. Thank you for this afternoon.
Thank you, Harriett.
Celebration, but also of mourning. And so I would like all of us to get up and join hands, take a moment to get ourselves centered, breathe deeply. There'll be a little music to just for a minute to come together as a group of women who have shared a life with a very significant person. And if you would like, Sue, why don't you just say your name and we'll get to know each other.
Sue Klein.
Marsha Greenberger.
Edie Fraser,
Karen McTighe Musel,
Seth Galanter,
Janice Koch,
Barbara Green,
Amanda Berard.
Naomi Knierman.
Holly Joseph,
Marty Langland,
Linda Beely,
Aaron Mulhauser.
Jan Erickson,
Jeanette Lim.
Harriett Stonehill. Let's just take a few breaths, deeply ground ourselves, prepare our minds and our hearts for this event. Thank you all for coming.